I got the bloodlust. Me too. I want to kill. Let's kill.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to The Bloodlust. This is your go-to podcast for classy broads talking horror since 2014. This is episode 299 of the program. We're getting so close. Tonight we're talking about Undertone. It was The Undertone, but then A24 picked it up and it needed to sound artsier, so they dropped the and they made it undercase, or lowercase.
Undercase.
Undercase.
Undertone, undercase.
Which is a real word that people use. My name's Amy. I'm your fearless leader. Joined as always by my lovely and talented co-host, Kay.
That's me.
Hey, it's a movie about podcasters. Do you believe it?
Yeah, I saw myself in her the whole time.
Just the most realistic podcast movie I've ever seen.
Let's get back into character, okay?
Yeah, we got to get into character.
Yeah.
Hang on. Okay.
Hello, listeners.
So we have some announcements which we might as well get out of the way before we get started.
Yeah. You're all gonna cry.
Probably. Listeners, you might remember that we were going to go on a cruise in February, but I hurt myself, and then we didn't go on the cruise, and we were even late on one of our episodes, which almost never happens because I'd hurt myself. So, anyway.
Baby had fallen and couldn't get it back up.
Yeah, I didn't have my life alert bracelet on.
That's an old joke.
Yeah.
And I didn't even make it.
But you actually have to be old to understand it, so.
Touché.
So anyway, we rescheduled our cruise, and it is for April, so we realized that we would have to get it ready and post it basically from the boat, which we weren't going to do.
We're not doing it.
We also have too much shit to do in the week leading up to vacation. So what we are going to do is release our 300th episode after a little kind of break.
Yeah, you're gonna have to wait 3 weeks instead of 2. But you know what? We've got surprises. We've got things.
Yeah.
Instead of 2 horror homeworks.
Well, really, the whole thing is going to be horror homework.
Sure.
There aren't really any releases coming out that we're super excited about seeing. Plus, we're only going to really have one day back before we have to record. So, and I'm not sure how Faces of Death is going to be. And that's really the only release that's coming out around that time. So, anyway, we figured we would revisit some older things. And we're going to do 3. Count them 3. 2 that I've seen, 1 that I haven't. All horror homework. All made by women, female directed. We thought for the 300th episode of a podcast made by females, we should probably talk about movies made by them.
Yeah, sure.
By us. Broads.
FUBU.
That's right.
For broads by broads. That's right.
That's right. Listeners, also, you're probably going to hear Boss snoring throughout this. Hang on, I'm just going to be quiet for a second so you can hear it. There it was.
Yeah, we're not mouth breathing, and we never are, to be fair. It's always him snoring in the background, but I just don't notice it until I listen,
Yep. And
afterwards.
I'm really sorry.
And then I'm just like, wow, we sound like crazy people. Just insane.
So the other thing about our next episode, should I tell them?
Tell him.
Should I?
Yeah.
It's finally going to be a video episode. We've been
we have said
edging
this
you
before.
for months about this, but we figured that would be a good special thing. Ooh, I whistled. My dentures are a little loose.
Get that flapper back in place. Oh, flipper.
Flipper. Yeah, so, yes, we're going to do a video episode. So that'll be fun. You can see us as well as hear us. It'll still be on, Apple Podcasts and everything, but you'll be able to see it on YouTube.
You can see the dogs that are always very annoying during the podcast. Maybe a performance drop in by one of the cats or both.
Possibly.
It's hard to say.
Yeah. So that's exciting. And we are asking that also to commemorate our 300th episode, you listeners Send us questions. Ask us anything.
Yeah. AMA about the last 2 months that I've been doing it and 75 years that Amy's been doing it.
Yeah. We would love to hear your questions. We love our listeners. And thank you for the feedback also about what I said on the last episode about us not being sure if homo was okay for homos to say.
Wait, I didn't hear about it.
We appreciate your support.
Is it? Are we allowed to?
I mean, those that chimed in thought we could.
Great. Homos.
And those that chimed in were also homosexuals. So.
Never heard of them.
Now, we have Undertone to talk about, and we also have some belated Black History homework to talk about.
That's right.
Black History horror homework. So let's begin.
It sounded like you were about to start a theater performance.
I know.
Diction is done with the tip of the tongue and the teeth.
That's right.
Black horror history homework.
Yeah. First off, from 1973, we have Ganja and Hess. This was directed by Bill Gunn. You can see this movie on Canopy, on the Criterion Channel, and on Hoopla. I will say that we ended up watching it on Hoopla just because, I don't know, that app was the most accessible at the time, and the quality was pretty poor. So I would try Canopy and Criterion and see if they have a better version. Some stuff about Bill Gunn. He's a pretty interesting dude. He unfortunately died in 1989. He only made, I think his first movie never actually got released at all. But then he made this, and he made a movie called Personal Problems. And then, unfortunately, he died of AIDS-related illness in 89. But he was in a really cool crowd in Hollywood. He ran in the same crowd as James Dean and Marlon Brando and Eartha Kitt. And his roommate, Sam Wayman, who does the music for Ganja and Hess, is Nina Simone's brother, and he's still living.
And he was in the movie as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays the preacher / limo driver.
Sure.
Yeah.
Classic pairing.
This movie, this movie screened at Cannes.
Keep that in.
When it came out, and it was, the studio approached Bill Gunn and said, I want a black vampire movie, and they were expecting Blackula, and instead they got this. So the studio was very unhappy. They can't imagine why.
How dare.
And so they recut the movie and released it, and it bombed. But it was a horrible edit. It was called, like, Blood Couple, I think.
Sure.
So there really isn't a great version of this that you can see, unfortunately. I would really love it if Criterion would release a...
Pick it up, yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. But anyway, Kay, tell us about this movie, would you please?
I would love to. Make it work, designers. That's Jim Gunn. Did you get
I did
it?
know that.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Did you get it?
I did.
Ganja and Hess. Dr. Hess is an anthropologist doing research on an ancient African blood drinkers.
His friend, like the Myrthians or something? Mithrians?
Yeah, I didn't write it down because I couldn't say it, so
Sorry.
Here we are.
Go on.
His friend / assistant, Maida, who is also staying with him, has the ceremonial dagger. Stab, stab, stab. Now Dr. Hess is a vampire. Maida kills himself in Dr. Hess's bathroom, and we get a second round of drinking blood from the bathroom floor. It's all intertwined. Maida's wife, Ganja, comes up looking for him, but since Maida is not there, Dr. Hess and Ganja become lovers. Why not?
He is very handsome.
Yeah, I mean, you're both there, you're both attractive.
Right.
What else are you going to do? Bone.
It's the swinging 70s.
Yeah, why not? Dr. Hess and Ganja become lovers. One night, whilst playing house and cooking dinner, Ganja heads down to the wine cellar and finds her husband dead and frozen in the walk-in freezer. This upsets her, but not for long, and they soon become husband and wife. With 3 stabs, she becomes a vamp as well. Dr. Hess teaches her the ways and even brings her a boy toy home to seduce and murder. They leave him in a field to dispose of the body, even though Ganja insists that he is not dead. Eventually, Dr. Hess becomes disillusioned with his life and kills himself by the shadow of the cross. Not figuratively.
Right.
Literally. One bare bulb behind 2 pieces of wood hammered together. Now a widow for the second time, Ganja is alone. But have no fear, the lover from earlier in the movie rises from the water. How did he get there? We left him in a field. Who cares? He's completely naked, alive, and running his dong, swinging back and forth to his vampiric queen's arms. The end.
It's a happy ending.
It is. It was a big dong.
Yeah. There's a lot of dong in this movie.
Yeah, there's the floaty one in the bathtub before the original husband kills himself.
Yeah.
We get a good amount of sex scenes.
Yeah.
I was told that there was going to be better outfits than there were.
They looked better in my mind. I think just because the leads are so attractive, I remembered it.
Yeah.
Them looking... I mean, they look cool, right?
They do look cool.
But the outfits aren't as flashy as I remember them.
I did know some of the church songs.
Did you?
Yeah. I was singing that last one especially as they were rolling the credits. Yeah. Sorry, what were you going to say?
I can't remember.
Okay.
What'd you think about Ganja and Hess?
Good, not great. Like, I liked it. I liked the characters. I was okay with the way it looked. It's a good way to make vampires, but I wish that there was more vampiric time than basically a new vampire was made and the other one killed himself. That happened with the guy that was staying with him. That happens with him when he makes her.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know how much time elapsed that we're not seeing, but the movie makes it seem like as soon as they create a new vampire, the other one leaves.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And that's sad.
The movie does seem like it's been cut to shit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird edits where you're not sure. You know, like even just the beginning of the movie, they talk about it as if he's already a vampire at the beginning of the movie.
Right.
And then you proceed to see
him get stabbed
quite
twice.
a long time elapse before he actually becomes a vampire, so you're confused.
Right.
There's kind of
I
a
did
lot
turn
of that.
to you and say, wait, what's happening?
I was super confused the first time I saw it too, you know, and I feel like I probably had to read about it or just kind of think about it afterwards for it to make sense.
Right.
And I don't think that was intentional. I think that has to do with the way that it was recut.
Sure.
The stuff I like about this movie is...
Titties.
Well, yes. It's very sexy. It's a very stylish looking movie, even though the quality of it hasn't been preserved very well. I really like the sound design in it. I think that that kind of weird motif of the singing kids is really eerie.
Yeah.
And I really like how it keeps coming back up, and it kind of symbolizes Hess's his roots kind of calling to him and him struggling between, you know, assimilating into this high-class white society that he lives in and balancing that with his, you know, his culture that he feels like he's maybe turned his back on.
I think, yeah, also, like, the church being a central part of it, he does keep going back to it and knowing that he is some sort of, like, devil creature now, but we still keep going back and back to the church and hearing their worship songs and seeing that
and that's
little
another
girl
interesting...
just staring at the camera while she's singing.
I forgot about that.
Stop looking at the camera. I can't.
Yeah, that's another interesting kind of dichotomy too, isn't it? With more of like a tribal culture and those kind of ancient...
bloodsuckers.
Yeah, the ancient religions, tribal religions versus Christianity and how the black community feels kind of, you know, this was foisted upon them, but now it's such an integral part of their lives.
Sure.
And that's got to be a weird, conflicting thing. I think it's a really smart movie in the way that it talks about a lot of this stuff. I think that if Bill Gunn had made more movies, he probably would have been one of the better filmmakers of the 70s. It's very sad. I think that he just mostly did a lot of plays, and that was mostly his thing. So I guess it's not like a squandered potential thing. That's just me because I like movies.
Yeah, so we like the theatre as well.
You're right.
Thank you, baby.
You're right. Yeah, I really like this movie. I think the music is really cool. I even like the extended church scenes.
You do? Yeah.
I do. I like them. And I feel like a lot of that shouldn't work together, but it does.
I liked the cut between. I think that it's definitely... And even though you're saying that the edit is the problem here, I like the splicing of, the
some
home
of that
life.
I think was definitely intentional, and it reminded me of like Nicholas Roeg, the way that stuff, the editing kind of tells the story back and forth in like a parallel in like Don't Look Now when the parents are together and the kids drowning and stuff.
Sure.
Remember?
Yeah.
There's some of that in there for sure.
Yeah.
70s movies are just better than other decades movies.
And they weren't like super over the top. I've seen before where they're super over the top when the preacher is saying a sermon that's supposed to be telling you the story.
Right.
Like I liked this, community and worshiping and whatever, and then you have just the three of them at home. You've got
The opposite, total opposite.
Right. You've got the new husband and wife and then the butler. And
why do you think she's so mean to the butler? Is she just kind of like posturing as like she wants to be head of the household? Was that like a power play?
I think that
She basically just like pissing on the house, like this is mine.
Yeah, this is mine. Even though it's so weird because she was just like, oh, my husband's dead. All right, I guess I'll take over this one then. I don't know.
I mean, she seemed like she had it with him.
Sure.
But I really do like that character a lot.
Really? Because I think that he just like
no, not
couldn't
him.
stop
Her.
talking. Oh.
He was a wackadoo.
I thought you were talking about the first husband. No, I literally could not with him. I was so happy when he died.
That is the director, the writer-director.
Fuck him. I mean, sweet darling baby.
How dare you? I also think Bill Gunn was queer, and I think that the movie does come off, even though there isn't any of that directly, it does come off as kind of a queer movie.
Sure.
As far as just like the amount of male bodies in it and closeness between men and men talking about feelings with each other. Although Hess don't say nothing.
He's a scientific man.
But I really like too, like the weirdly long interludes of just like monologue.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like the monologues
like when
as well.
Ganja talking about her mom when she was like having the snowball fight and her mom thinking she was off with boys and they were just playing and how what does she say, like, well, she's gonna hate me anyway, so I might as well like make her earn it, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I liked throughout that monologue just the way that they let her trail into the memories of just like, it's not just talking about this, and this happened. It's like some of the snowballs were hard as ice and some of them would just like get down the back of your shoulders and you felt it for hours. And I just loved like the ebb and flow of that monologue.
It's very, very theatrical.
Yeah.
Very play-like, for sure.
Very play-like.
Yeah, I guess you can really tell. Although some of the stuff he did with the surrealism and stuff and the shot compositions, it's very cinematic. Talented dude. I'm sad he died so early. What do you want to rate this movie?
I'll give it a 4. I liked it. Liked it a lot.
I'm so glad. I thought you would hate it, see?
Yeah.
I don't give you enough credit, and I'm sorry.
It was talky, but...
it was talky, and it's very long, too.
I think that once the director and writer was out of it... Sorry. Yeah. By that time, I was understanding what was happening, and I was more on board with it.
That's fair. We should also mention that this movie stars Dwayne Jones, who didn't do a lot of movies, but he's most famous for Night of the Living Dead. And it's kind of a cool get to have, basically the first black man to be the star of a horror movie, be the star of your horror movie.
Yeah.
And I like to see him. I think he's a very handsome guy. I would probably give it a 4.5, and that's because of the dong.
Yeah, throw that dong in.
Yeah, because there is a good amount, and there's a lot of nice titties. Marlene Clark titties.
And I think it was way before the fact that they have to do, like, prosthesis now.
Oh, yeah, you know.
So
yeah.
that was just full big dong.
Yeah.
Swinging.
I can see why she
Congratulations.
didn't want to leave that guy.
Yeah,
and also, what a progressive movie in the 70s for a husband to bring his wife like a plaything.
Yeah, here's your toy.
Yeah.
I thought that was great. Like, he knows that they're both going to live forever. Like, whatever.
Right.
Let's free love.
Kind of
Let's
similar
do
to
it.
The Hunger, which you haven't seen yet, but the David Bowie, Susan Sarandon vampire movie.
Sure.
So that is Ganja and Hess. Now, we are going a little forward in time to the 90s. Went from my favorite decade of horror to my least favorite decade of horror.
But.
And this was one I hadn't seen.
And it's good.
And it's good. And so, okay. Our second movie, Tales from the Hood from 1995, directed by Rusty Cundieff. I still didn't look up how to pronounce his name, and I feel really bad.
There's still time.
I suppose. We got a free trial to Stars to watch this so that I didn't have to spend the $3. So you can do that too if you want, or you can rent it if you're not cheap.
Put it in your calendar. Remember to discontinue Stars.
I already did it.
I was telling the listener.
Oh, yeah.
I know you did.
Yeah. That's the kind of nerd I am. You want to tell them about this one?
Yeah, let's go. This one's going to be a little bit of a long synopsis because it is a bunch of different stories. I think it's like 4 or 5 different stories within the movie.
It's an anthology, yes.
So freaking buckle up. Tales from the Hood. We start in a mortuary with Mr. Sims. He has found some drugs and calls in 3 dealers to move the merchandise for him. But if these boys think it's going to be a quick in and out, they've got another thing coming. Mr. Sims is a storyteller and sure does not seem like he gets many guests. And he takes them through the building and regales them with tales from the hood. Okay, first one. Rogue cop regulation. Officer Smith is a young black cop. He and his partner come upon 2 fellow officers who pulled over a well-dressed black man on what appears to be a routine traffic stop. They ask Mr. Smith to run the plates, and he sees that the man is a city councilman, a black rights activist, and that he has been on a crusade to stop police corruption. Whilst he's off doing this, the 3 white cops are pummeling this man and his car. Smith comes back, insisting that this man needs to go to a hospital. They agree. Yeah, we'll take him right there. They did not take him to a hospital. They take him to the docks, plant drugs in his car, shoot him up with heroin, and push the car into the water, making him look like a hypocrite. On the 1-year anniversary of the killing, Officer Smith gets the 3 officers to meet him at the councilman's grave, and zombie councilman pops out. Bullets won't stop him. Fire won't kill him. The zombie grabs one of the cops' still beating heart from his chest, decapitates another with his bare hands.
He rips the one guy's dick off.
Rips a dick off, and telekinetically throws used hypodermic needles at the third.
Yeah.
Smith does not get out of this with no blame, though. The councilman attacks Smith for not helping him when he was beaten. The story ends with Smith in a psychiatric facility where 2 orderlies are saying that he killed 3 cops and that he used to be a cop himself, with no mention of the councilman at all. Dun dun. Next story. Boys do get bruised. We have a sweet little boy named Walter who just transferred to a new school. He has 2 black eyes and later in the week has bruising on his arm as well. His caring teacher pulls him aside to ask if the school bully, Therese, is the one giving him these injuries. No, Therese is a bully to him. However, it's actually a monster that's causing the bruises. Anyways, he has a plan that he can just draw out his problem and crinkle up the paper, and that will cause them physical harm. Caring teacher decides to pop over to the house for a house call. Walter's mom, Sissy, says there's nothing to be concerned about. Walter is just clumsy and injured himself. No monsters to see here. Teacher leaves the house. Mom's boyfriend Carl comes home. Ah, we now see that he is the monster. Teacher sees him hitting Mom and Walter with a belt and comes back in. Walter grabs the drawing of the monster and starts to crinkle and smoosh it up. Throws it on the floor. Mom steps on it and teacher lights it on fire. We see Carl crumple into a blob. R.I. No P. That's funny. Yeah, I'm funny.
Very good.
KKK comeuppance.
This is the third.
Third.
All right.
Former Klansman turned senator is running for governor. He sets up a campaign on an old ancestor's plantation. As the story goes, Nathan Wilkes heard that his slaves were about to be set free after the Civil War and stops this from happening by murdering them all. There's a large portrait of a hoodoo witch who had gathered all of these souls and put them into dolls. The dolls now haunt the plantation. The first doll to strike trips the senator's media manager and kills him by pushing him down the stairs. The senator gets into a fight with said doll after the funeral and attacks him with the American flag. Why not? More and more dolls leave the painting and gather to attack the senator, who covers himself with the American flag, whilst our hoodoo queen materializes to watch the carnage unfold. Last story. Hardcore convict. The last body that we hear about is Crazy K. He's a hardened gangster who has killed many people. He's involved in a shooting where he also gets hit. He survived and is sentenced to a life sentence. However, there's an experimental treatment which they try to scare Crazy K straight. If successfully completed, then he can just walk free. This experiment shows him that all of his killings are not all that different than the actions of white supremacy. Both result in the killing of black people. The white supremacist takes a liking to him, and the doctor who is conducting the experiment reveals that she doesn't care about him at all. Both of these things make Crazy K feel bad. Next is sensory deprivation, where the souls of the people that he killed, intentionally or not, visit him. In the end, Crazy K refuses to take accountability, and we zoom out to see that this was all a pre-death hallucination. We are back to the time of Crazy K's shooting, and it is by none other than the 3 drug dealers in the mortuary with Mr. Sims.
What?
Coming back to the mortuary, Mr. Sims brings the dealers into the final room holding 3 caskets. I know how to say words. One holding each of the dealers. Now they've been dead the whole time, and Mr. Sims transforms into Satan. We're all in motherfucking hell. The end.
That kind of setup frame story is very common in anthology horror. The old Tales from the Crypt movies were often like that, where at the end we'd find that all the characters were actually dead the whole time or screwed or whatever, and there'd be like some person telling them each stories that had like a moral kind of, yeah. So this was a direct homage to those. And
it was great.
And it was great. It's very unsubtle.
Oh, yeah.
It's very unsubtle.
It definitely hits you over the head with all of the parables. Yeah, for sure.
But it's really entertaining, and it's got really fun special effects, in my opinion.
Only one I didn't like. Go on, I know exactly what you're about to say. In your opinion.
No, go ahead.
The monster one.
It was
terrible.
I liked it.
I know you did.
I liked it. I thought it was cool.
No, it was terrible. Him in a little blob on the floor.
What about the puppets? The puppets were great.
I love the little dolls.
And they actually did like stop motion animation for some of the parts with the puppets, which I loved.
Listen, okay, I'm going to let the listeners in on a little secret. This has happened to me since I was in college. Since I smoked weed for the very first time. If I'm watching a movie, I cannot tell if it is real life actors or claymation it's a really bad problem that I have when I get high. And this movie fucked with it so bad. I did, in fact, have a gummy before.
And it hit it right at the exact right time.
And I was just like, what is happening? These aren't real. These aren't real. These are not people. Babe's like, yeah, no, those are dolls. I was like, cool. Just making sure. Couldn't figure it out. Wow. I'm glad that it was over the top and hit you on the head, because that is the only way that little high me could follow it. But that being said, I freaking loved it.
Yeah.
I felt so emotional in every vignette.
Which one was your favorite?
The little boy, obviously. I mean, even with the monster crumpling.
I loved that.
Walter was so cute. The teacher was great. The mom was great.
It reminded me of like a creep show segment, something like that. I thought it was really fun. I mean, it was definitely easy to guess what the monster was going to be.
Yeah, of course.
But it was still very effective. And I think it was also really weird to see David Alan Grier as a bad guy, because I'm used to him from In Living Color and just being super funny. So he was actually legitimately scary as the stepdad or whatever he was, the boyfriend. So that was crazy. I wasn't expecting that at all. And I also really like the Mr. Sims, the Undertaker in this. I was trying to figure out what I knew him from, and he plays the bad guy in Half Baked. So that's where I knew him, and he's just so weird in this. He acts like he's in a totally different movie from everybody else, which is hilarious.
I know.
And I'm sure they just let him go and do whatever he wanted, which is very funny.
Just the idea that you have 3 people in your funeral home and you're just like, now let me take you around and tell you how each one of these ones died. Hilarious.
I also really liked the puppet one a lot. I thought that one was really fun. And I liked kind of the way that they did it with the painting, and every time he looked, there would be like one
more
less
of them.
Yeah.
Coming out in real life.
They're very satisfying. It was interesting to me how much they punish black characters in these segments, though. I mean, with the exception of the second one, I feel like they almost have just as much vitriol for the black characters as, you know, the white characters, which is interesting. You know, there's a lot of like anger in this movie, and rightly so. But look at the cop at the beginning. He's killed right along with the white cops because...
Well, Crazy K as well.
Right.
Yeah. It's just like... Yes, everything is bad and hard, but you are also making it bad and hard. Like, you're not helping. You are hurting. I was just kind
of surprised. You know, even the one where, with the shitty politician.
Yeah.
His PR guy was a black guy.
Right.
And they make sure he dies, too.
Yeah, one of the dolls gets him down the stairs.
Yeah. The Will Smith doll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked this. I would say 3.5, 4.
Same.
It's very good.
Not enough dong, but...
No, there should have been some... But, I mean, it was played in the theater in the 90s. There wasn't going to be any dong. But, no, I really liked this a lot. And I know that there's 2 more. I don't know how good they are, but I'd be interested.
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those were our horror homeworks.
That's correct.
I'm so glad you enjoyed both of them, babe. I was really worried about Ganja and Hess, but I should never have underestimated you.
Yeah, I'm a thespian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do like things that are stagey, I should have known.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. All right, let's do it. Undertone.
All right.
Undertone. Again, we saw this one a while ago. We keep doing this to ourselves. We really meant to record it earlier.
We said that last weekend we were going to record it.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well...
Here it is this weekend.
Here we are.
Yeah. Undertone is rated R. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 34 minutes. It was written and directed by Ian Tuason. Tuason? I should have checked. I'm bad about that.
I'm still not gonna.
I'm sorry. He's a Canadian guy. This is his first
Canuck?
full-length feature. It stars Nina Kiri, Michèle Duquet, and Adam DiMarco. It was released in the US in theaters March 6th of this year. Currently on Rotten Tomatoes, it is 59% fresh with critics and 73% fresh with the audience. So more popular with theatergoers than with critics. Like we said, this is about a podcaster. She records for approximately 5 minutes every other day, and somehow they have a weekly podcast.
It's so insane the way that they set up their podcast. Okay, we'll just hit you up in 2 days or so.
Yeah. He must be doing all the work. Anyway, so our main character's name is Evie. She is the skeptical half of a Mulder and Scully style, like, paranormal podcast. And she moves back into her childhood home to care for her mother who is dying. And the whole movie takes place in her home, and the only people you see on screen are her mom and her. You don't see even her co-host, you only hear him. Which is weird because when I did this podcast with other people virtually, we just had a video chat going, but whatever. Anyway, this is how they wanted to do it. So when a listener sends in a collection of audio recordings made by a pregnant couple experiencing... Abby? That wasn't Abby. Abby was the one that calls them. So this pregnant couple is having weird paranormal things happen, and they send them... 10 files, 10 audio files, and they start listening to them on their show. And Evie starts to suspect that maybe they weren't sent to them just because of the podcast, but because she's somehow tied into these events. That is what it is about. This is a low-budget movie that was then picked up by A24, filmed in the director's family home, where he actually had been a caretaker for his ailing parents, who I think have since died. The star, Nina Kiri, she has been in The Handmaid's Tale. Justin, her podcast co-host, was in the second season of The White Lotus. He was the son of the Italian son, you know, the nice kid that ends up, you know which one? Yeah.
You said the son of, and then it took everything inside of me not to say a preacher man. So that's what my face was doing. Listeners, tune in next week. You can see this facial experimentation going on.
And you can also see how much my eyebrows move when I talk, which is funny.
It's really nice. Yeah.
So yeah, that's where the people are from. This guy on the merits of this has gotten the next Paranormal Activity movie. He's directing it.
Wow.
Which I would say tracks.
Yeah, it does. It feels Paranormal Activity.
It does. It does.
How many is that now?
It'll be like 7.
Wow.
Yeah. What did you think about Undertone?
Loved it.
Loved it.
Loved it. One woman show. Just give it to me. I loved the fact that they did a lot of play with like sensory deprivation. There's times where the audio just completely cuts out, and I loved that. There's times where the like visuals cut out and just goes to a blank screen. I loved that too. It's kind of like a choose your own adventure at the end. No spoilies yet, but like I thought it was so well done that you've been trained so much as a horror movie like viewer to look in the corners of the screen, and you're doing that the whole movie. Yeah. And it doesn't pay off until like the last, 15 minutes. It's great. I loved it. I loved the way that they were playing with the whole genre.
You liked the surround sound kind of bits too?
For sure.
Did you find it creepy? I
thought it was creepy. I am a person who has done like the deep dives of all of the children's nursery rhymes before. So listeners will know that I do love a creepypasta. This felt very creepypasta.
Definitely.
Yeah, I loved it all. Go on, bring them down.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I think this kind of falls victim to the first feature syndrome, where
Too much.
the writer-director, and it's definitely specifically when someone writes their own first feature,
Sure.
where they try to fit every idea they've ever had into one movie.
Movies cost a lot. They might not get another
I
chance.
know, and I'm sure this cost a lot, even though it was just in one location.
Right.
I think it looks really nice, and I think that he does a nice job with tension and with shot composition. I find the story a little needlessly complicated and corny.
I don't think that we needed 10 voice recordings.
I didn't think there was much payoff in those voice recordings.
I also didn't need the story of the video recording from the episode before. There's not a lot of payoff with that.
No, not at all.
The little demon face in the TV.
They just use it as a background, I guess.
Yeah, he, like, the co-host from London, he was like, don't even tell me. No, I didn't watch it. And she's like, well, I watched it and it's fucking fine. Whatever. I didn't need that. It does, they put her back on the screen at the end, but I don't know why.
Right. I don't know.
I don't know why.
I don't know if they were trying to say that was somehow part of it.
How?
Maybe it, I don't know, opened up the door.
Sure.
I don't know. I get a little tired of the demon thing. Find some weird named demon from history and make it fit your whatever psychological trauma your character's going through. You know, it's very Hereditary. It's very, it's something that Sinister. There's another one, and I think Sinister kind of did it better. I feel like there are things, it takes a lot of things that I think are very reliable in horror movies. You know how much they love to take children's songs and slow them down and make them ominous in like horror movie trailers. This felt like that as a movie.
And I like that. I didn't need it backwards with hidden meanings behind it.
Yeah, like little kids singing songs are creepy.
It's creepy.
And songs being played backwards and finding hidden meanings is creepy. But I don't think that the movie did a great job taking advantage of those things.
Even when she would thank God she had her laptop with her that she was Googling things, because I was like, what are we supposed to be hearing?
Right.
Thank God she was Googling as we were going along.
Yeah, I'm not. There was a podcast that I listened to for a while that was similar to this. And evidently this was originally supposed to be a podcast series. But then he decided to change it after he was, I guess, stuck at his parents' house. He wanted to do like a single location thing instead. And I don't know, just like hidden backwards messages and stuff. There isn't any way you could do that to make something appear. Like, are you trying to suggest that when they came up with the song London Bridge, there was some way that they magically had a message appear in it? That doesn't make any sense.
Right. Because the whole nursery rhyme tradition is that it's oral stories being passed down.
Right.
So, having a recording of it that you could play backward, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I do like the idea of, exploring the dark, real stories or roots to fairy tales and songs and things like that. That's creepy.
I like that.
But yeah, every time they've tried to do shit with backwards audio and hidden messages and stuff, it's all like confirmation bias. You don't know what they're saying until someone tells you what to hear.
And that doesn't actually bother me. I mean, it's far-fetched, but I also feel that way on ghost haunting videos.
So do I.
Of like, oh, I heard the ghost say
the EMF
this.
things or whatever, yeah.
Which I don't necessarily believe, but I'll listen to it 12 times to try to hear it. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, and everybody likes, this taps into a lot of that fun internet rabbit hole creepypasta stuff. Baba Black Sheep is actually a rhyme about taxes.
Did you look it up? I didn't.
I did. It's about taxes, because one for my master, one for my dame. So the master is the landowner or the king.
Sure.
The dame is the church. And then, it's saying that you don't, after you get done paying everybody, you don't have enough for yourself.
So in the movie, when it says that all of the sheep somehow had black wool and they couldn't sell it because it couldn't be dyed.
Yeah, that's
trash.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
And there were no children actually buried in London Bridge. I also looked that up.
Sure.
I was surprised when there's also a pregnancy and motherhood theme in this, pretty heavily. And I was kind of surprised when the main character was revealed to be pregnant. I don't think that's too much of a spoiler to mention, because I mean, her outfits were giving lesbian to me from the beginning.
But she threw up, so we knew she was pregnant.
Yes, the second that the character threw up, Kay leaned over and said, "Pregnant."
Fake or not.
And sure enough.
But she was one of the smarter characters, where as soon as she did it, she, thought about it, as opposed to other characters that have to have another person come in and say, "Oh my god, are you expecting?"
Right.
She was just like, fuck, I gotta call the doctor. I gotta set up an appointment, which is also weird because, pregnancy tests exist.
Yeah.
But why not go in? And then the doctor's like, "Oh, yeah, you're about 6 weeks. You've got time." What state? What state are you in?
Well,
Because not
also,
always.
the doctor called her at 3 a.m, too.
Classic doctor, just leaving a voicemail. Oh, I thought I'd get your voicemail. Doctors love making house calls.
I think that also the movie totally rests on the shoulders of this lead actress, and I don't think she's very good, unfortunately.
Stop it.
I'm sorry.
I loved her.
I think that there's a line reading at the beginning where she says something about wanting it to be over with because her mom's been lingering like this.
Sure.
And it sounds like her delivery is awful. That line, of course, you would be hoping that. And of course, you would probably only feel comfortable sharing that with your best friend like she was doing.
Right.
But the way that she delivered that line, it made it sound like she was just an asshole who didn't care. It didn't go over very well for me.
I don't know. I feel like anyone that has been a caretaker for someone is just like, this is so much. I cannot do this anymore.
And you sounded more convincing just there than she did talking about it.
Well, I was talking back to my own experiences, you see.
I know.
So maybe this actress just hasn't experienced it.
Maybe not. It's funny, too, that they show the mom and that she's the only other person on screen because she does almost nothing. This would be my ideal role in a movie.
Listen.
You just gotta lay down every once in a while.
One time she lays down on the floor face down, and one time she lifts her head up, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
What an ideal role. This or a dead person on SVU.
Dun dun.
On Dun Dun. There's a demon in this that we kind of mentioned earlier because that's a new pet peeve I have in horror movies. This one's called Abizu. She's in a lot of different cultures, I guess. A female demon of miscarriages and envy, dating back to Mesopotamian religions, and has appeared in lots of religions since then, which is a great one to choose for your horror movie, especially if it's going to be about pregnant people. And there's a lot of people that either have children already or are pregnant in this, including our main character.
Sure.
And I did really like the little icon, the little statue of Abazu
Yeah,
that the
you
mother
did.
had. It was such a
With all those
funny...
babies just
It's
crawling
like this,
all over her.
this horrified woman that has fetuses crawling all up her dress. It's very funny. I liked that a lot. What I liked less were the weird childish drawings. I didn't understand those. Who was doing them?
I don't know.
Was it Mom? Because if it was, who was putting them up?
We also don't know. Okay, so about middle of the movie, she starts doing these drawings as well.
Yeah, well, she's like on the phone or podcasting or whatever.
They're just like in the middle of the table. It's 75 pieces of paper,
Right.
all askew, but they put together, they make a lady in a stick figure in a dress.
Right.
Why not?
Right.
But also, in the first scene, they have her singing Baba Black Sheep to her mom. If you are going to be singing to calm your mother down, would it be Baba Black Sheep? I get, she says later in the movie that, like, oh, my mom used to sing that to me when I was little.
How unoriginal was your mom?
Even still, like, that cannot be the only song that your mom liked.
Right.
What are you saying? That was for you to, like, hear, you know, a familiar tune, because it's also in Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It's also in ABC. Like,
yeah.
These are ways for you to, like, learn sounds and letters and words, phrases. This is not for your dying mother.
Right.
What? That was crazy.
It was not great to me.
I also thought it was weird with the demon thing. It was like, oh yes, from the Testaments of Solomon. Solomon already has a baby story in the Bible, and it's not this one.
That's true. That's true.
That one's about cutting a baby in half. Why
Right.
not?
Yeah, everybody knows that one. Even me, who didn't have time to read the Bible. Far too busy.
The lady's like, that's my baby. The other one said, no, that's my baby. And he's like, well, we'll just cut it in half. And one of the moms is like, fair is fair.
Yeah.
Cut it in half.
Fine.
And the other one's like, no, you can't cut a baby in half. And King Solomon's like, you get that baby then. You didn't want to cut it in half, so you get that baby.
Was that the point?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
You can have the baby.
You know what I did enjoy? I enjoyed her having, when she would put her noise-canceling headphones on, how the sound would change. That was cool. I liked that a lot.
The only thing I didn't like about the headphones is...
Why didn't she take them off when she wasn't recording anymore?
Number one.
Yeah.
Even...
If you thought there was scary shit happening in your house, would you be wearing noise-canceling headphones walking around investigating shit? No.
I don't even think I would have them, both of the cans on. I would have one on, one off, so that I could hear
in case your mom
what
fell
was
out of
going
bed?
on upstairs.
That's another thing.
When she goes to the party.
When she goes to the party.
When she goes to the party.
That's the thing. Now, you said this character was smarter than some other characters, but she doesn't make a lot of decisions that make sense to me, especially that one.
Going to the party, I do not fault her for.
No.
She leaves late. Mom's already in bed. She turns off the light. She kisses her goodbye. Like, if mom can hear her in the comatose state, she tells her where she's going.
Right.
Whatever. Like, we clearly see in other scenes from the movie that it's not like mom's getting up to use the bathroom or anything. There's literally nothing for her to do in the house after mom goes to bed.
Right.
But then coming home the next day.
Yeah, she stays out all night.
She stays out all night. She, I assume, goes to the doctor to get the pregnancy test, because Monday night was the party. Tuesday morning was the test. She comes home. She puts on a pot of tea. She has some cereal from the top of the refrigerator. And then, after she's home for a good 20 minutes, decides to go check on mom. Surprise. She's on the floor. How long has she been on the floor? I don't know.
That didn't make sense to me.
That did not make sense to me.
I was pleased to see that they used the same program for recording as we do. That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
However, this bitch doesn't know another way to listen to an audio file without dragging it into GarageBand.
Podcasters, they're just like
What?
us.
What? Also, not to be too picky, but you don't want to record your podcast in a giant empty room like that.
I thought that too.
We started doing this podcast in my kitchen when I first started it, and I noticed that the sound wasn't as good. So you've got to move it into a smaller space. Otherwise, the sound quality isn't as good. It was also weird that in every movie that I think I've watched for the past 20 years, when somebody is a musician, doing something with audio, like a sound engineer or whatever, they're always wearing these exact Sony headphones that I'm holding in my hand right now. Every single movie that I have seen, I
Tune
swear
in
to
next
you.
week and you could see these goddamn headphones.
Except for this one.
Oh.
And I think that's probably because she needed to be walking around.
Oh, because hers was cordless.
Yeah, because these have cords. Anyway. So did you like the lore with the demon?
Yeah, I think that all of it caused a lot of anxiety for me. For someone who has to be a caretaker with, her ailing mom, who is literally about to have the death rattle, about to die, and then also deal with a pregnancy with a partner that she is not happy with. And everything just feels so claustrophobic. And the whole world is pressing down on her. And then to expand it out a little bit to show that the actual demon is to kill children. Because the demon
Wasn't she barren? Or
yeah,
something?
she was
couldn't have
barren.
children?
So she's killing everyone else's children.
Or making them kill their own children.
Right. So, I loved the premise of it, because you already thought, will she, won't she keep that baby? And now, with all of, her mom's Catholic iconography around the house.
Right, we didn't mention that.
That's more of a pressure on her. You know what her mom thinks about this.
Right.
And then, I loved it. I was 100% on board.
It's so fun when we don't agree.
You hated it.
Yeah, I really didn't like this very much at all. And I thought the demon was kind of corny and a little too fit too neatly into...
I don't know. I feel like...
It kind of reminded me of, the Buffy demons, where it's something that's hyper-specific to the person's inner turmoil or whatever. But, maybe I'm being shitty about this. Maybe it's just because I've reached my quota of these kind of movies.
I just feel like it does... It happens to every woman of childbearing age, of this, scare that you're just am I pregnant? What am I going to do about this? What's the right thing to do? Whether it gets to that point or not, yes, I could potentially be pregnant is enough to scare you. And that's the feeling that you get from this movie from the start.
Well, there's also the other thing where almost everyone will also go through losing their parent and watching their parents deteriorate, which is another pretty common fear. Yeah, and we didn't really get into any of the religious stuff with her mom, so that's a whole nother layer for her.
Right. I was saying this to...
Go ahead.
Listeners, I was saying this to Amy when we got home. If I was staying at my parents' house...
Oh, right.
For X amount of time, and knowing that I was stuck there for X amount of time, I think I would have taken the cross off of the top of my bed, personally. Because my parents definitely would have put it there after I left. That wouldn't have been mine.
Right. Right.
But she keeps hers, And it's just every single room has...
Right. Until the end.
Yeah.
Which I didn't pick up on, but the director said in an AMA on Reddit that all of the religious iconography that's all over the house in the final scenes of the movie are gone.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
To symbolize, you know, the fact that the demon has taken hold
Sure.
in the house. I felt kind of like the audio recordings didn't have enough to them. I wanted more from that plot point. You know, more background about the characters. Because it's like a husband and wife or a couple.
Right.
And they either have a child already or she's pregnant.
No, she's pregnant because they talk about the nursery.
But they also, it sounds like they're saying goodnight to a kid.
No, they're saying bubs to each other.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I thought to myself, that's the cutest pet name I've ever heard. They either call each other Bub or Bubs, and it's so adorable.
That's pretty cute. Yeah, I would have liked a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, not until spoilies.
What do you want to rate it?
I give it a 4. I loved it. I mean, if they either went more into the demon from the previous episode or took it out completely so I didn't have to think about why I saw that woman's face on the TV screen twice with no storyline behind it, it could have been 4.5, but I'll give it a 4.
I give it a 2.5. And in our tradition on this program, I have to recommend something instead.
Yeah.
And I would say something that does similar things would be like the first Paranormal Activity movie.
Yeah, hold out for another year and watch Paranormal Activity 7.
I would say 1 through 3 are pretty good.
Yeah, I really loved those.
And a movie that does a lot with a little, that's basically in a single location, just like this. Maybe The Ring, in its kind of similarity of like a cursed piece of media that can infect someone who experiences it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't really remember a lot about The Ring except for the little girl with the hair coming out of the well.
It's a pretty cool movie.
What year did it come out?
The 90s. I don't know. 90-something. Oh. There was a Japanese one, and then they did it in the U.S.
Oh, maybe I'd like to watch the Japanese one.
Look at you go.
Maybe. Or maybe I just say that and I'll never watch it. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah, that's what I would recommend instead. Something like that. I can't really think of a good movie about podcasters or a good, like, creepypasta movie. I think the closest thing you're going to get is something like Paranormal Activity.
Or just watch this one, because it's very good.
I didn't care for it, babe. I can't in good conscience tell these people.
Okay.
I know a lot of people have really liked it. I did like the way that it ends. I liked the way that it...
Choose your own adventure.
Yeah, it's not a spoiler to say I don't think that the last couple minutes of this movie is a black screen and it's just audio, which I think is a fun way to go in keeping with the spirit of the movie.
I loved it, yeah.
I thought it was cool. Also, it keeps it open, and this was planned as a trilogy, so that makes a lot of sense.
Let's get to the spoilers so I can hear what you think happened at the end.
Okay, spoilers next. So basically, I guess, the couple in the recordings are connected to her in some way. There's a part in it where Jessa, the girl of the couple, is saying, like, we need to warn her. So it almost seems like she's, like, subconsciously in her sleep talking, like, connected to Evie, right?
Sure. I also read online that some people thought that the house that Evie's living in
was the same house.
Yeah, but also other people were saying no because, like, clearly they had lived there for a couple of generations, right. And the fact that they had like, I don't remember what it was, the baby monitor, something that like put it into the era of.
Did they?
No, it was the, babe, can you charge my phone? So it had to have been.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It had to have been at least early 2000s.
Right. We're told, but we don't know if this is true, because they have that like a call-in too.
Yeah.
Which is kind of wild because they record at 3 a.m. So unless all these people are in London, which they're not, because they don't have British accents.
Yeah, but I've definitely, have listened to things on the East Coast and fucked up my schedule just to call in. On the West Coast.
I guess I have stayed up late to watch, like, when they...
presidential things, too.
Okay. Well, people call in, and through that they learn that Mike and Jessa, the couple on the recordings, lived near them,
right.
near her somewhere, and were found dead at the bottom of their stairs with plastic bags over their heads.
Right.
Which you see little flashes of.
Right.
So her mom keeps appearing out of bed, and we never see her move, so it's confusing as to why.
We see her move once.
Right. We see her move later on. She's like walking up towards her right at
the
end.
No, I wasn't even talking about that. Just like Eva's looking into the bathroom off of the ensuite off of Mom's bedroom, and you as you're watching her, Mom's sitting straight up in bed.
Oh, right. Well, we barely see her move.
Well, anyways, she's supposed to be in a coma.
Yeah, and we find her in different spots, and the lights flicker on and off. This little statue, she keeps putting it away, it keeps coming back.
Right.
So things are happening in her house, and I believe what's happening is that the recordings are opening this gateway for this demon to come.
Yeah. That's what I got to.
There might be some hints in there that Evie unconsciously summoned this demon because she didn't want to have a baby.
Right, to take care of it for her.
And maybe that's why these audio recordings found their way to them. It seemed like maybe by playing the last one in particular, that was what made Abizu come and I think possess Evie's mom.
I think possess Evie's mom too. Yeah.
Who then, I think, probably kills her. Because they in the last recording, it's the come in Abizu played backwards.
Right.
Which is the way that they...
I forgot what it sounded like. I was going to say it on the recording. Damn. Well, that was almost 2 weeks ago now.
Right, I know. Yeah, the evil patron saint of pregnancy.
Anyways, yeah, I think that her mom definitely pushed her down the stairs. Maybe also went down the stairs with her. I think they are probably both dead. I think that it's probably for the best. Because based on how well she took care of her mom, not going to be the greatest mother.
Right. They also have another caller who says her name is Abby, which one would have to assume is the demon Abizu taunting her.
Yeah.
Because she's talking about how she wants to kill her child, who's crying, and presumably, I think, does kill her child on the call. Or it seems like that, which, of course, disturbs Evie quite a bit.
Yeah, I think that, the early stages of motherhood are freaking horrifying. I'll never know. But...
yeah, no, I think that's
just
true.
The loss of sleep, the amount of crying, if you are, breastfeeding, just the gnawing at your body, just, horrifying.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to deal with for at least 50% of the population, whether they go through motherhood or not. It's still, something that is within you and within your womanhood. And I think it's horrifying.
It is, and I think that's why women and body horror go so well together.
Right.
And pregnancy and body horror go so well together. Not that this is a body horror movie at all, but so much of what we go through as women is,
Right.
you know, even just periods. We watched this documentary last night called 1,000 Women in Horror. It's on Shudder. And it was pretty fun. There's a really good little bit where Kate Siegel, who is Mike Flanagan's wife, who's been in all of his stuff, and like you'd know her from The Haunting of Hill House, she talks about when she had her C-section.
Yeah.
And I mean, the way she described it, I was laughing throughout, but it's horrific. And the fact that, you know, you don't feel pain, but you feel what's going on, and you feel multiple hands reach, you know, rummaging around in your body. And the fact that it's not just pulling a baby out of a cavity, they're moving your organs out of the way, and you feel all of that. And then the baby, they just kind of squeeze out of the sac. It's not like it's just sitting in there to be plucked out.
She said it was like popping a pimple. Ugh.
Yeah.
Did you hear the new season of Serial?
No.
Oh, it's about the same thing of like women who originally wanted to do a vaginal birth, but then complications arise and have to do cesarean. But because they already had the epidural, they don't want to put them out for the C-section. So they're still awake. And
I think they're usually awake when they do a C-section.
But they don't, all of the like anesthesia gets messed up because they already had the epidural. So like 8% of women can feel pain, even though the doctors are gaslighting them and saying, no, it's just pressure, it's just pressure.
It's terrifying.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
That's a major surgery.
I think most of the time people do try. I mean, even my sister, when my nephew was over 10 pounds, she tried for like 36 hours.
Crazy.
And that, his head was huge. It's all pretty horrifying.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
And then you get the forceps in there and like, oh, well, this is just how we do it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what we think about Undertone. We're split on this one, listeners. So use your judgment. I do think if you're going to see it, if you're interested enough in seeing it,
see it in the theater.
Yeah, for sure. Unless you have a really good sound system. But movie theater sound systems are so good. Yeah. So much better. And I was glad we were at the theater that has the really loud sound system for this one.
I just love the cutoff every time she put her headphones on.
That did sound really good.
Loved it.
Yeah. Okay. We would love to hear what you thought of Undertone if you saw it. I've already gotten some feedback from some listeners about what they thought about it. So let us know.
Be like those listeners. Be like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We both read Kindred.
Yeah.
Not really horror, but it's horrific.
Yeah.
It's more of a sci-fi book. It's a time travel. That's by Octavia Butler. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. Her writing style, to me, wasn't anything special, but the story was really compelling. And, I mean, if I could have...
maddening.
And maddening. And if I could have, I would have read it in one sitting. It was very good. Have you been reading anything else that you like? Anything you want to tell the listeners about? I was impressed. We went to the first meeting of a new book club this week where we talked about Kindred, and Kay had read so many more of the books that the people were talking about than I had. In just this past year of doing audiobooks, I was very impressed.
I'm definitely getting into it for sure. I just finished Bunny. What's the Stepford Wives, but as college doctoral candidates.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But they're just like, there's a cohort of, I think it's 4 of the best friend bunnies, and then Samantha, who's like an outsider, but gets brought into the group. And,
so like Heathers and Veronica?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they just like, They all call each other Bunny, and it's just so cute. It's just, oh, I love you, Bunny. No, I love you, Bunny. Oh, I love the way that you wrote this, Bunny. God, it's maddening and wonderful. And there's also some, like, science fiction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, because you said it was like the Stepford Wives.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
You think I'd like it?
Yeah, it's weird.
Who wrote it? Is that Mona Awad
That's
or something?
correct.
Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cool cover. I've seen it for years. I just haven't read it.
I love your writing, Bunny. I love your writing, Bunny.
So, let's talk about the movies that we're going to do for our 300th episode. It's basically going to be horror homework, but writ large over the whole episode.
That's right.
Since we did Black History Month in March, we are doing Women in Horror Month in April, basically. We just watched that 1,000 Women in Horror, and
We got some ideas.
yeah. I mean, a lot of the movies that they talk about we have done on this show because it's a horror podcast made by women. So, obviously, we have more skin in the game than your average horror podcaster. But I tried to find 3 that we haven't done on the show before. 2 I have seen, 1 I have not. Were they all mentioned in that 1,000 Women in Horror? Not the one from 2022.
No.
So, we will be doing Prevenge, which is a kind of funny pregnancy horror movie. That's directed by Alice Lowe. It's a British movie. It's on Netflix, Hoopla, and Shudder currently. We are also doing The Stylist. That movie is from 2020. I don't know how to pronounce the director's name. Jill Gevargizian. Gevargizian? I don't know.
Nailed it.
I'm going to look it up.
No.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
You won't.
I might.
I don't think you will.
I remember when this came out, and I heard a lot of good things about it, but I never ended up watching it. It is, I think, a $2.99 or $3.99 rental. And we are doing Huisera the Bone Woman from 2022.
I picked that one.
That's right. That is directed by Michèle Garza Cervera.
We won't look that up either.
It's Spanish, I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
That one's on Shudder or AMC Plus. I would say that one is more supernatural. The other 2 are slashery. Psychologically slashery. Murdery. Where are you going?
I was just going to pick up the
You gonna scoop the baby? Get her. She looks like a little lamb. So that's what we're gonna do. All 3 of those movies. And we'll probably be spoiling them. We hope that you watch them all. You have a little extra time to do so. You gotta sit on this side or it won't pick you up. You're just gonna be
I'm not
quiet?
saying anything.
Okay, fine. So, you have some work to do, listeners, in the next several weeks. Most important of which is to watch the movies, of course. But also, we would love for you to send us questions. And you can do that through our Facebook, through our Instagram, through our threads. We're the Bloodlust on all of those things. You can email us at thebloodlustpodcast@gmail.com. Or you could leave a comment on one of our episode posts on thebloodlust.net. Or hit the contact button on there. All of those ways, and send us questions. We would love to answer them for you on our 300th episode.
Yeah, and then come back to see us in our cute little faces and our cute little animals and a bookshelf that I made.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So, we hope you've enjoyed this, our 299th episode. Until next time, I've been Amy.
I'm Kay.
Say it into the mic.
I'm Kay.
And I'm Barbie. I just peed on the rug in front of Mom.
I got yelled at.
I didn't care. Thank you. Good night.
Hail Satan. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.